Test, test, test. All right, I think we are live. Sorry for the delay, guys. Had a little bit of technical issues, but I think we have it resolved. So just wanted to launch this call because I do know some of you have been waiting for the last 8 minutes. So pretty cool. Let's go. Trevor and some other guys are going to be coming in here shortly. So I just want to get this call launched and make sure that letting you guys know we still have this call going. So, all right, if you guys can hear and see the video and hear me loud and clear, please let me know through the chat box. Just want to make sure that that's coming through okay. So please, 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 just need a few of you just to let me know, see me and hear me. But in the meantime, this is Adrian. I'm here in Roseburg, Oregon. And we've been here. We had a carrot camp going on all week, not all week, the last few days. Exaggerating there a little bit. So, but it's been a lot of fun, and that's why we moved the coaching call from Tuesday to today, because we wanted to get some of the guys that attended this this carrot camp and get them and just collaborate, provide some value to everybody that's on this call. So. Again, let's make sure all this is good. And again, we're just waiting for Trevor and Max, Tony, Kylie, Dave Brown is also here. Matt Miller is another one that we'll have in here. So hopefully they should all be coming in here shortly. So anyways, any questions, guys? Let's go ahead and cover some strategy stuff. If you came on this call for some strategy help, you know what? Let's get that out of the way. Let's address some of those questions. So if you guys want to start throwing in some questions, let's do that. So it looks like we do have a few people on the call, and let's throw some questions out, guys. Let me just go and get situated here. All right. Again, if you guys can see me and hear me, send through your questions. Let me know. So, all right. I'm hoping you guys can see and hear me. I have no one engaging in the in chat. So if you are on this call, guys, please let me know you can see and hear me. All right. All right, hopefully you guys can see and hear me. All right, we got people on the call. All right, let me just double check something here, guys. Oh, really? Yeah.
So they came. Didn't die.
Okay, so it's coming through here. I'm just not sure if they're here.
So they came.
Oh, cool. There's Kylie.
Okay, so
cool. All right, looks like you can. I'm just not it. I'm not. It might be that you guys. Do you guys see the? Well, you guys can't answer me if you guys don't see the chat box. But all right. All right, guys. Cool. Awesome. Cool. All right. So Robin says I can got you to see your inland from the storm. Yeah. So yes, thank you guys for the support. As you see here, I'm not in Wilmington, but I am. That is home. And looks like we are due to be hit with a Category 3-4 hurricane. So it is what it is when you live on the coast. But thank you guys for all those that reached out, text me. I got my family out. They got to Atlanta, which is about 6-7 hours away from Wilmington, and so I'm going to be flying out of Oregon tonight and catch up with them tonight. So yeah, thank you thank you so much. But and yeah, all I ask, guys, get pray for those, and that if you're a person of faith, pray for Wilmington, and we definitely love that as well. So thank you. Cool. All right. So so Robin came through perfectly fine. So all right.
No.
All right.
Oh.
All right. And can you guys okay. I would love to see someone who has the core plan, because usually if you're on the core plan, you don't have access to these calls, but we wanted to open this up to everybody. So if you are a guest on this coaching call, let me know. I want to make sure that you have access. So send through your message through chat. Cool. So just if I can get a few, this just tells me, guys, that we're up and running and we don't want to have any complications. So, but all right. Kylie. So Kylie's here with me.
I am here.
Cool. They hear you, but they don't see you. So let's see. Let's bring up. So come here. I guess we can start with that. I mean, I hate you guys. There you go.
Hey,
Mr.
hey,
Kylie
everybody.
Newbold. And cool thing. So actually, we just got done jamming out a few ads on my personal account. Obviously, we're not going to start running that until this whole thing is over with what's going on in Wilmington. But yeah, so I'm always excited to collaborate with Kylie, Mr. Facebook. And yeah, if you guys have some questions, send them through while we wait for Trevor. And is Dave still out there? Okay, awesome. Oh, I can see him. I guess. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
If you guys have any questions regarding Facebook or digital marketing broadly, happy to help answer those.
Yep. All right, cool. So Clint, if you, I'm not sure if you can see or hear me, but we are live right now. So make sure that you let me know if you can't. Let me click on that. Yeah, that should be right here. So, all right. Got you. Cool. All right. All right, cool. All right, guys, let's get some questions coming through while we wait. Want to make sure we value you guys' time. So if you guys have any Facebook questions, please let us know. Cool. So, dude, you want to do a rap for us?
Yeah,
let's rap.
That's I love to freestyle rap. I just throw the hood up. Now I'm ready.
There you go.
No, I'm not really gonna freestyle rap. Everyone will leave the call if I freestyle rap. Carrot Camp's been a blast. Maybe I'll tell people about that for a second.
Yeah, let's do that. So we'd love to know, guys, how many of you are in a mastermind? And I know sometimes that term kind of gets thrown around a little bit. It's kind of become a cliche, but I just know personally, like I'm a huge believer of being in a mastermind, right? I think we all in that circle, we're continual learners. We love to read. We're all into audiobooks, but there's just a cool dynamic of being an environment to where you got, in this case, 15 investors from all over the country, all doing different things, all at different levels, but yet they have a unique approach, unique insight, and they share it. And to me, it just stimulates my mind, and I just think it's super cool. So what are some cool things you like?
Yeah, so we had a really great group of people here, and many of them are still here. And what I love about it, if you get into a good group of people, so a good mastermind, what you'll have is really unselfish giving and sharing, and this abundance mindset. And that's really what we had the last couple of days here at Carrot Camp. And I think that's so important, because the more willing you are to give, the more valuable the things are that you're going to receive. And there were just some really smart people sharing some really cool things. And the other thing that I love, I'm a really relationship driven person. And when you come out to something like this, you just get to create really long lasting relationships and friendships. So, I mean, Adrian and I have now met up at a couple of events like this, and end up communicating throughout the rest of the year in between. And now I've made new friends, like with Dave, who's standing. That's why I'm pointing. He's standing over here, and a bunch of other guys too. You know, it's a really great time. So this is Dave here, and then of course you walk away too with just a ton of knowledge. And I think at that point the most important thing is that you actually implement what you learned. So as I'm sitting and listening, I'm making notes, and I'm also creating a list of implementation or action items, so that when I leave, I don't forget what those nuggets were that I wanted to implement. And when I get back, then I'll take a little bit of time to kind of decompress, reanalyze what I went through, and then I'll go into implementation mode.
Right. That's awesome. So some of you, most of you, a lot of you probably know Dave. If you don't,
what's up, guys?
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Guys and gals. Yeah, Dave Brown here. I'm from New York, real estate investor up in New York, in the greater New York City area. My main focus is online. I generate most of my leads there through SEO. Been a part of Carrot since the beginning for a long time. Love what they do, love the product, love the service, love the community, love the training. Carrot Camp was amazing. Glad I got to stay here for an extra day to kind of powwow with these guys a little bit. But man, masterminds are priceless, invaluable. You got to surround yourself with successful people you want to be like. Success leaves clues. So it's always good to find other people who are doing what you want to do at a high level, get around them, learn from them, implement strategies that they're doing, learn what they're doing, doing some new strategies, some new marketing tips, things that's working in their business, and then taking good notes. And then obviously when you get back, implementation is the key. You're really, applying what you learn and not waiting and letting that notebook or whatever it is that you're writing, the notes down in, don't let it collect dust and just sit on the shelf somewhere. Put things in action and see if it works out. And tweak and adapt your approach along the way.
Right. No, one thing I would love to, since we have you on this coaching call, I would say a good chunk, maybe the majority of people on this call are brand new. And I know you've been coaching and you're part of Ken Clovier's. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, but you are a coach.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you work with a lot of newbies. Which
Yeah.
So, is there anything you can offer, guys? If you guys have questions, now's the time. So. If you guys are just getting started in this business, obviously you're in the right path. One of the tools you're using is Investor Care. So again, that's why you're on this call. But we want to make this call more. So answer some of your questions. So just not lead generation, but also just real estate investing in general. So you guys answer some questions, or ask some questions related to just investing in general as a newbie. But do you want to throw maybe one or two nuggets to maybe some things that you encounter a lot with newbies? Maybe it's a mental block. Maybe it's just common challenges that most people starting in this industry or this business.
Yeah. I went on a rant there a little bit about Carrot Camp and masterminds and getting around successful people, but it is a really easy way to fast track your success. Right? Is to get around people who have done it. They've been where you are right now as a new person. So finding a coach or a mentor, that would be the first nugget that I would recommend all of you do. Find someone to follow who's succeeding and learn from them.
I like what you did this morning. If you want to share and that's it. I think it's something that we all learned here at the Mastermind was Lunch Friday, or what was it?
Free.
So someone reached out to you and.
Well, I learned that
here,
at the Free Lunch Friday. Where you can actually, all of you have value and unique skill sets that you can bring to someone. You might not think that right away, but you might be at a different level than someone else, and they're encouraged by the actions that you've been taking to kind of go out on your own and want to be a real estate investor. So Free Lunch Friday is something I'm going to do. I just had someone in my local market, another wholesaler who's new, trying to get some deals done and build his network. And he asked me if I would, meet with him. So I learned this concept today, Free Lunch Friday, where I said, sure, I'll set up a date on a Friday. Be happy to meet with you for an hour. All you have to do is show up and pick up the bill, and I'll I'll spend an hour with you and share with you what I know and my knowledge and try to help you out.
All right. So that's a big tip, guys. As you're starting out, seek those in your market. I think that's the easiest way to get started. But here's my personal advice: is like be very follow good protocol, right? I think a lot of times what happens, we approach those that we respect maybe not in the most, I don't want to say it's disrespectful, but I think not the right way. Like personally, here's a good analogy, good example is I probably wouldn't try and Facebook message just that person like 3 o'clock in the morning or at some odd time. Just I think the protocol would be write an email, right? Introduce yourself, tell them what your goal is. Let this person know that you're not wasting their time, that one, you value them, but second, that you're willing to invest that time, even if that means a small investment of taking them out to dinner, whether it's Ruth Chris or somewhere like that. Just kidding, but not kidding. But yeah, I mean, just that's one of the best ways to do that. But I think doing it in a nice way, because I know I've got some crazy requests, and so some people just don't know any better. But just some advice there, guys. Just do it in a really professional way, and just make it well known that you're not wasting your time.
I would say if you're looking for a coach or mentor, and there's someone that you admire who's doing things that you want to be doing, you have to get their attention first off. So something I learned from Gary V. I don't know if you know Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a great podcast. You should definitely listen to it and plug into it. But also in a book that I read called Blue Fishing by Steve Sims, is there's a lot of noise out there today. So you have to get people's attention. And so an email is a great idea. It's a nice first layer that you could put out there, but it might get lost, right? They might not see it. So Gary recommends DMs on Instagram, because everyone's checking their messages on Instagram. And the cool thing about Instagram is you can do a direct message that is a short little video, right? And so it's gonna
that's good.
It's gonna set you apart from everyone else, and it's
Right.
gonna get that person's attention. Like, wow, this guy actually took the time and effort to record a little video, write a handwritten note to somebody, find their address, and send them a note and how they impacted you and how they're inspiring you to become a real estate investor and all these different things. So just think outside the box so you're different from everybody else.
All right, that's some really, really good advice. So, Kylie, I mean, just being in business in general, I mean, if there was someone you admire, how would you approach them? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys were saying. I think a couple things I would add is, number one, it's really helpful if you demonstrate that you're also willing to give value any way you can. So if you reach out to someone and it feels like all you want to do is take, then that you might not get a very good response back, right? So think about that. And then I think also too is be specific in what you're hoping for. So instead of, sometimes I'll get messages from people that reach out and say, hey, can I pick your brain and will you teach me how to do whatever? But it's really like a really broad request. And sometimes if you're moving quickly, that's hard to wrap your head around. And a request can be much more effective if you're saying, hey, I saw something you did the other day. It was about this, and I was wondering if I could ask you a couple questions, or, can I buy you lunch and ask you about that? That's a good way to create a relationship. And that's what I think overall you want to think about, is you're creating a relationship with this person. And that relationship is going to have to build over time. You don't just go from 0 to 1,000 right in the beginning, but you kind of build that relationship over time.
Right. I think it goes back to what you said earlier, was it's all about the way I like to reference it, you're sowing seed, which is bringing value. So I think when you give into someone, you're going to get it back. So as Dave said, that we all have, might have been YouTube, but someone said, we all have value to add to people. And so I think Seth said it really well. He goes, there's people that we can mentor. We can get mentored by those that are ahead of us, and then we can mentor those that are behind us, right?
Yeah.
So one of the best ways, I think, is as you help other people at whatever level, whatever you might be specialized in, you're sowing seed into someone mentoring to you, right? Because I think everything that I've done up to this point, I know that I've gone to this level just because I'm a giver, right? I'm a giving person. I'm always sowing that seed, and it's principle, right? It's a principle that whatever you reap, you sow. So.
Yeah, and you referenced Seth. He's a guy that's here in the loft with Carrot.
Right.
Seth Bueckley, I think is how you say his
Bueckley,
last name.
yes.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky last name. He's a really smart guy, you guys. Has had great success in business. He's got a book called Ambition, and then he's got another book coming that's about mentorship. And something that really jumped out to me that he said is something that I felt passionate about, and I love to hear him say it was, think about the people ahead of you, like Adrian just said, and the people behind you. And the reason I think that is so important is sometimes we get so wrapped up in, I want to spend time with people that can give to me. And you've got to pay attention to who you can give to. And the other thing that's important there too is even the people who are ahead of you, maybe in business, there might be something else you can give to them.
Right.
Maybe you've figured out work-life balance. Maybe you've figured out some element that they haven't, in a way that you can have a nice reciprocal relationship. And I feel like those end up being the best long-term relationships, where it feels like there's a genuine reciprocity of give and take and growth. I think that's for me personally, those are the most rewarding as well.
And that's the cool thing, guys. Back to what we're talking about, masterminds. I mean, that's why it's so good to be around different people. Like, people add little nuggets that will just give you, blow your mind and just have you look at things in a whole different perspective. And sometimes too, I think there's something within us that's there, that someone will come along and just put the words to it. Sometimes, as entrepreneurs, we always have these ideas, all these things that are brewing inside, and sometimes we're just not ready for it. But then someone comes along and provides insight and just puts words to it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I know a lot of times that's what's happened is, when we try to produce something, and we need a lot of times we want to look at having resources to carry that out, but a lot of that resource is just other brains, other minds, other people that can just really give you that insight. Basically, is the bottom line, is what I'm saying. So, so guys, if you can see that chat box there in the lower right corner of your screen, send through some questions. Now's a great opportunity to ask Dave some questions on the real estate investing side, marketing side with Kylie. Anything right now is a good opportunity. Trevor should be joining us here shortly with Max and Tony, and I think Matt is around here somewhere as well. Tim, also the newest Carrot member, also a current client doing deals. He's around here as well. So right now is a good opportunity to hit us up with some questions, and we'd be happy to send them through. But
so I've worked with over 100 students over the last 4 years. A lot of them new, just like you, coaching them through some things and how to get started. So, now's the time to answer, put out some questions out there. We'd be happy to answer them for you.
Right. Exactly, guys. I mean, it's people always say opportunity is always knocking. And sometimes when we just sit there silent, we wonder why we're not progressing, because we're not asking those questions. I mean, it's I love that biblical reference. If you want to receive, ask. Right? It's as simple as that.
Let me ask you a question, then you guys can respond. What's the one thing that you're struggling with the most in your business or building your business right now? Anyone want to volunteer?
That's a great question. I love it. Well, while you guys are thinking about that, it looks like we got a question come through from Jake. Thank you, Jake. It says, what would you say the average cost per deal is currently in a competitive market such as Phoenix? I'm thinking, since you directed that question towards me, Jake, maybe you're wondering specifically about Facebook. That's an interesting question, and a lot of that is going to depend on the investor's ability to follow up and close that deal. So let me give you some numbers that you can work with, because this is, if you break down your funnel, this is what it looks like. You've got your cost per lead, and then you've got your closing ratio. That gives you your cost per convert, or your cost per deal, right? So cost per lead nationally, our average is about $35 to $40 for investors that we run ads for. So you're in a competitive market. On the high end, you might go as much as 100, 125. I think in Phoenix, you'd probably be less than that. And it might take you 1 in 30, maybe 1 in 50 deals, depending on how good you are at following up and nurturing those leads to close. So if you do a little bit of math there, that at least give you a range of what you might be looking at when it comes to closing a deal. I can tell you that one of the most important things, if you're considering running Facebook ads, or if you're running Facebook ads but not getting as much value out of them as you want, is you have to remember the importance of follow-up with Facebook. We talked about this a little bit here at Carrot Camp, which is people on Facebook are at varying levels of the readiness of the decision-making funnel. So if you picture a funnel where they're problem aware, they're solution aware, they're now aware of you, and then they're ready to make a decision. Someone who's searching on PPC, they're probably lower, pay-per-click, they're probably lower down that funnel. Someone on Facebook, you're going out and finding them, so they may not be as low, which means you're going to need to nurture them through your follow-up sequence, through retargeting, etc. So that's an important mind shift to make. But hope that helps, Jake. Hope that answered your question. Feel free to shoot some more through, guys.
And that's why I think that's one thing we talk about here as well. As one of the rule in marketing is, and I think very few investors don't really invest this time, if anything, is knowing your customer. Know your customer, right? Kylie's talking about the different stages that, in this case, we're talking about a motivated seller is at. And depending on what stage you're at, you got to have the right message at that stage, right? And that's what we kind of reference to when we say being relevant. So know your market, learn how to really dive in on the marketing side when it comes to understanding your customer. Like if you are an expert in probate, you should know the pain points of someone going through a probate process or pre-foreclosure. And those are the things that you want to hit on. So, but we got the guys who just showed up. Come on in.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Matt Maxwell. All right, where's what you guys? Come on in.
Where we live at?
This is our weekly coaching call.
Got it.
Hey
guys, how you doing?
Hey, y'all.
I'll let you step in.
Sweet. So what do you, I don't want to interrupt what you guys are doing. What do you guys?
Yeah,
We're just taking some questions.
A couple
So
of questions here from
What we may
Robin.
do too, what we may do too, because our sesh ran long, is after this coaching call, if you guys are game, like during lunch or something like that, we'll go out there and just do a Facebook Live.
Sure.
Okay.
And we'll just have that, like we were talking, just kind of like straight up.
All right, biggest struggle, Travis, is cash flow, having marketing expenses pay for themselves as I go.
Well, you've heard before, I'm sure, it's not about your resources, it's about being resourceful, right? So I would say, look for other people that you might be able to partner with. I know some people who've done this before, especially partnering with marketing, where if you have a certain strategy or knowledge of a lead system where you can generate a list, maybe you could partner with a realtor to help pay you for the, to kind of JV on the marketing costs and the campaign. So you can both profit from it. So if there's any deals that come through, those could be yours, and any listings can go to the agent. So just be creative, think outside the box of ways that you can increase that marketing budget by being resourceful, right? Leveraging other people.
Yeah, I would say that's a good thing too. And maybe if you're struggling with your marketing expenses, is dial back the type of marketing you're doing and go more towards the robust ways of doing marketing. If you can't keep up with your marketing expenses, maybe the ROI is not high enough that you need to probably look at what you're spending your money on, because you should be at least 3x or I like to 10x my marketing budget. So if you're having an issue with that cash flow, and I know it's hard in the beginning, maybe just dial back some of your type of your marketing and do some more like
Hustle.
Exactly. Do some. That's the word I'm looking for. Do some more hustle type things versus dropping the dime on marketing.
Yeah, to Max's point, you have two ways to build your business, right? Time or money.
Mm-hmm.
You can build it both ways if you're lucky enough to have both. I mean, we all have time, right? But sometimes we're limited to our budget. So if you're limited on money in terms of a budget for marketing, then you're gonna have to spend more time. It's more of that hustle. It's more of the bandit signs. It's more of the networking. It's more of the door knocking, the cold calling, right? Things that don't cost as much money.
I love it. Checking out some more here. What's up, Travis? Travis is about an hour north of us in Eugene. What's up, dude? Dude, did you close that second deal, didn't you? I know you closed the first one. I think you had a second one you were getting ready to close. What's up, Keith? Truly blessed. I love the attitude. Good job, man. Okay. Sweet. This is good. So from Robin from Cary, North Carolina. How far is that from the coast?
He's actually.
I live in Raleigh. It's about an hour and a half.
Really? Cool.
And you guys are gonna get a ton of rain.
That's right.
Just a little bit.
Hopefully you're staying safe over there, Robin. So it says David and/or you got it, man. It says David and/or Adrian, where did you guys learn your SEO knowledge from, and in order to implement what you have developed now? So that's a good question. Adrian, pop in there, man.
So for me, I'm very hands-on, very analytical. So to me, it was just about diving in. You know, I was kind of in a nice position to help other investors. So kind of that's where a lot of my experience come from, and just kind of continue to cultivate. There's some really good resources, and I'm sure Dave will give you some too. Muzz is awesome. Okay, Moz.com. There's that's probably one of my favorites out there. And we got the 3 lead per day training. I mean, that's a cool thing, guys. With SEO, it's very straightforward for our industry, right? I mean, if you guys Google SEO in general, you probably get overwhelmed with so much information, but that's the reason why we do the 3 lead per day training. It's condensed to those things that are just enough or important to get results, right? And it's just being consistent. You don't have to be an expert. You just got to just be consistent and make sure that you're doing the right things. And the 3 lead per day training does help you do that. So don't overthink it. Just take action, be consistent, be patient. And I'm sure Dave will give you some really good insight on that.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, you know, Google is a wealth of information, right? I mean, you could just plug in, you know, how to do SEO, and there'll be a ton of stuff that comes back. So, you know, you have to be a student of marketing. And if you're interested in SEO, then become a student of SEO. And as you start to learn things, you'll know what to apply in your business. And then obviously Carrot here gives you a pretty good blueprint on how to get started in terms of building that foundation, which is layering that content throughout your site.
And I'm not an SEO guy, so I got nothing for you.
I'll toss something in there too. Just kind of double down on the 3 lead per day and the stuff that we have. So every single thing that we have helped our clients deploy, whether it's our own services, our own websites, or you know, working with Dave. I remember Dave hopping on coaching calls, you know, years ago. Probably not as much now. He's got stuff dialed in, but it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. Go through the 3 lead per day training, number 1. Go through whether if you're a beginner, we have beginner modules. If you're advanced, we have advanced modules. And then show up in these coaching calls and ask questions after you've applied it. I think one of the biggest things that people have problems with is they're searching, reading, then they don't apply. So then you hop on these calls and you don't have specific questions to ask. So what we need of you guys is go read, go, then actually execute that stuff every week. Literally 3 lead per day, execute that stuff every week. Come to us in the coaching calls, then ask questions specific to what you executed. And the best ones, someone executes 5 backlinks, and here they are. And I'm ranked number, you know, at the top of page 2 for this phrase, how do I get higher? We'll look at that specifically and tell you exactly what you need to do.
Right. I love that analogy, Trevor. Can you share that about, you know, there's always going to be people who are just master it, then there's a recipe. And even if you follow the recipe, you're going to always need that additional help, and that's what the coaching calls for.
Yep, I love it. So yeah, the reason we have the coaching calls like this, it's the 1-2 punch, because you could have like Emeril Lagasse give you his recipe for his best dish ever. Like whatever Emeril Lagasse's signature dish is, he can give you that recipe. But you'll have the exact recipe, the exact thing he does, but I guarantee you're not going to cook it the same as him. You're not going to cook it and make it as good as him. But what if you had Emeril Lagasse standing next to you and you dumped the thing on there and he goes, whoa, you held that for 2 seconds too long. Okay, next time I'm not going to hold it for 2 seconds too long. Or, you know, what if you do this one thing, it's like, whoa, like take it off when it looks like this. You don't really get that from the recipe. That's where coaching calls come in, because we have the expert factor where we can look at something that you've done and immediately go, whoa, you followed the steps, but just because we've been doing this for 10 years, you might want to tweak this a little bit. All right, so we got you. I'll go through the 3 per day training, then execute stuff each week, maybe an hour or 2 a week. I'm just kind of hustling and block out some time there. If you got more time than money, then ask us questions. We'll get you in the right track.
And also one more thing to it. Now, if you have a budget or even a small budget, make that decision who's going to do it, because one of the biggest mistakes I see investors make is they have the intent to take action on it, but they're just not being real with themselves. Say, you know what, I know I can't do it. Because how many of us will know to do something that's very important, but we got so much stuff going on, and we just don't do it. And then 6 months later, we're still in the same place. So I would challenge you guys, be honest with yourself. If you just can't do it, get a VA, at least get a VA. And the 3 lead per day training will help you hand it over to them. Boom, you're done, right? But if you're going to implement, just make sure you create that schedule to be consistent. That's the main thing. The training will show you how to do it. That's not the problem. It's the scheduling and being consistent is the part that's very, very important.
I love it. So thanks, Robin. Yeah, if you have any
Good
other
question.
questions, let us know. Thank you very much. Travis, good work, dude. Close the second deal. What was the profit on that second deal again? And was that an SEO deal? I can't remember. Let me know, man. Sweet. Let's see, Jake. This is a Kylie question. Get back in here, Kylie. It says, hey, Kylie, what would you say the average cost per deal is currently in a competitive market such as Phoenix?
Oh, we did that one. We did that one just a couple minutes.
Never mind.
Yeah, yep, we covered it.
Well, I'm messing stuff up as I usually do here at Carrot. Let's see. Are there any questions you guys didn't cover? Thanks, Levi. Clint, you got Clint? Let's see. Cool. Looks like you guys answered a lot of them. Da-da-da-da-da. Yep, you're on the right spot, Jake. Cool. Okay. So it looks like Steve asked an advanced marketer question. Says, I joined Carrot. Did you guys already answer that one?
No.
I joined Carrot Advanced Marketer member, but cannot access the coaching call. Okay, that's where you're in right now. What we're probably going to do too is, because I ran a little bit long on an amazing chat with Max and Tony on their story, which we're going to release sometime in the next several weeks, just how they went over the past 10, 12 years from ups and downs to multi-million-dollar businesses now. That's going to come out soon. So I was a little bit late coming in here, but we've got amazing people here at Carrot HQ this week. Dave Brown owns the SEO side of things up in New York, just doing some really great things up there. You guys have been learning from him. Kylie here from Utah.
Yep.
Drives more leads for motivated sellers than anyone, I think, in the country on Facebook. I don't know if there's anyone out there that drives more leads from Facebook for motivated sellers. Adrian, of course. And then we've got Tony back there, Mr. Closer. You guys are going to be hearing a lot more from him.
How you doing, guys?
Very, very soon. And then we've got some more people out there. Matt Miller closing 30 deals a month in LA with this company.
I think he did
40
last month.
Which is crazy.
They did like
over 200 deals this year.
Which is insane. Then Troy and Jeremy. Jeremy's been the #1 real estate agent in Minnesota for like 4 or 5 years in a row. And they're growing the flipping side of things too. I love it. Any other questions that we can answer for you guys? Direct search, cool, man. So 15K from an SEO.
Sweet.
Lead.
Nice job, man.
Good job, dude.
Nice.
I love it. Celebrate that stuff. Cool. So it looks like there were some questions on some technical stuff, but we'll work through that stuff with you guys. At the end of the day, I would just love having you guys hop on these coaching calls with us. And that's what we love is I don't care where you are. If you're tuning in on Max Maxwell's live stream, or if you're on our coaching call, connect with people who can really go out there and guide you to that next step. Because there are a lot of times when you might even have the steps that are correct. You might have the training, you might have the course or watch the video, but it's really valuable having someone to ask questions for. So hop on Max's live streams more when he does Q&As, because he's awesome at it. Or vice versa, if you're on our coaching call, hop on these coaching calls more, because our most successful customers are ones who either have someone on their team who comes on these coaching calls and blasts through their roadblocks and bottlenecks, or they themselves do it, or they just hire someone to do all the work for them, which we can do that through our concierge service. Let's see. One thing I want to toss out there. So Usman Khalid mentioned this from Georgia. He said, I have the basic membership at the email, said, yeah, so you are on this week's coaching call. The core membership usually doesn't include our weekly coaching calls. And this isn't the normal format for it. This happens to be Carrot Camp week, which is really, really exciting. We have amazing people in here. But our normal format is advanced marketer members and content pro members get access to the coaching calls and a bunch of other features. So if you enjoy having access to Adrian, to me, to our team members, to sometimes we bring customers on and answer questions who are crushing it, make sure that you're going over there and looking at those other plans, because you get one idea, one tweak in your marketing, or have us look at one thing to tweak it, and it's going to amplify your paid marketing. Or we had Max on the coaching call, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah.
Talk about, I think it was about hiring a VA, wasn't it?
Oh, that was goal. I will say this. It's all about mindset shift, guys. And this Max really changed my mindset when it comes to VAs. The reason why I'm jumping in here is because I mentioned earlier getting the VA, but I really like Matt's concept and not looking at VAs as a VA, but more as a remote employee. And as you kind of make that mindset shift, you just begin to be more invested into your people. And so as you delegate SEO and other tasks, it's going to be game changer. So check that call out as well. It's on a coaching call. That's one of the other benefits. when it comes to being on the Content Pro and above. Each week, you never know who's going to show up. And I think next week we have Greg. Greg is in one of our masterminds, and he's great on sales.
Is it great? All back? Oh,
Yep.
cool.
So
Sweet.
that'll be next week. So again, giving an example of who shows up. Sometimes it's kind of last minute surprise, but make sure you guys are jumping on these calls.
I love it. While you guys have Max and Tony and Dave and Kylie here, do you guys have any last questions for y'all? If there's no questions, we're gonna let you guys get on with your day.
Let them know about Facebook Live.
Oh shoot, yeah, we're gonna be doing a Facebook Live here in a bit. I've got to run and grab my 3-year-old daughter, but if you guys aren't tired of doing video all day, so we're gonna kick a Facebook Live on, and probably while we're eating lunch, it's kind of like a round table fireside chat where it's just gonna be us just chatting life and business and all that stuff. It's gonna be not structured, just conversation.
What Facebook? Tell my guys what Facebook they're gonna be at.
So are you gonna stream it on yours?
We can.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be Adrian Nez, Nez, N-E-Z at the end. And we'll probably do it on mine too. My last name is Mock, Trevor Mock, M-A-U-C-H. Are you gonna stream it on yours too, probably?
Yeah, we'll probably do
We'll be
that.
streaming the heck out of this thing. Cool. So we'll switch over to that in probably 15, 20 minutes once lunch gets here. We'll kind of go out there because there's some other amazing investors out there we'll bring into the combo. But if you guys don't have any questions, please go and execute. We're pumped to see you and talk with you next week on our coaching call. One thing I do want to toss out to everybody on this call is that we have a special going on right now. We have our advanced marketer plan. And if you guys go to oncarrot.com/hemlock, that's oncarrot.com/hemlock. I'm going to show the screen really quick. If you upgrade to the advanced marketer plan before this week, not only are you going to unlock this new design that we have called the Hemlock design that looks amazing. Actually, Dave switched over to it the other day. It looks sweet. Still no home buyers, right? Yeah, just one on the top of my mind. Dave switched over to the other day, and it really gives you a fresh look on your website. Where a lot of people in different markets might be going, man, there's a lot of carrot customers in my market. The first thing is look at the tool that works. Okay, you're in the most effective tool that works for generating leads online. So know that the tool works. If you use a different tool, you're going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage. So the next thing you need to do is you go, okay, if this is the tool that works, how do I now personalize it to stand out? And you can just see as an example, with Dave's site is great, clean, clear branding. So get some good, clean, clear branding to help you stand out. Swap out your photos. This isn't the stock photo. This is one that's clearly from New York. And get some other photos in there, get some testimonials in there, get your credibility in there. But he literally, in a click of a mouse, switched over to the Hemlock design, which is amazing on mobile as well. If we shrink this down and show you guys on mobile, it doesn't work as well when you have those things there. But on mobile, it automatically shows the phone number, shows it big, right there at the bottom right. We've done a bunch of mobile optimizations, and it's awesome. So I'm going to pull this up really quick, and we'll finish with this, y'all, unless there's any other questions. Is if you go to oncarrot.com/hemlock, oncarrot.com/hemlock, this page closes down Sunday at midnight, and we've currently got our advanced marketer bundle, our bundle offer going right now, where we're going to be doing a 4-week traffic training. We're going to be doing a 4-week traffic training, and I want to get Kylie on that on week 3 if you're cool with that. We're going to dig into Facebook. Adrian and I are going to dig on a week 1 on strategy. We're going to break apart your strategy. We're going to break apart the strategy for this exact market. And we're bringing my internal pay-per-click guy on to talk about how to get your first leads or scale up your leads with Google pay-per-click. Even if you're currently doing pay-per-click, Brendan looked at someone's campaign yesterday that was in Carrot Camp that dropped. There was some crazy number, like 40 grand in pay-per-click, and didn't get results. Brendan and my team looked at their campaign, immediately saw why it wasn't getting results, and we're getting them on the right path now. And just that one module alone can mean an extra 10, 20, 30, 40, $100,000 this year just on module 3 in this 4-week traffic training series. So head over here to oncarrot.com/hemlock if you're not on the advanced marketer plan. If you're a Content Pro member, it's only $50 a month more is all. And you're going to unlock the Hemlock design, which is a premium design just for advanced marketer members. You're also going to unlock a bunch of features. If you're doing paid marketing, you're going to unlock unlimited campaign tracking links, which is going to make it to where all of your paid marketing, you actually know what the stats are, which keywords are working best, which ads are working best, kill the ones that aren't working the best. That alone is going to pay for your extra $50 a month if you're on the Content Pro plan. And then also it's going to unlock our more SEO tracking. So if you want to track more keywords, you can just go ahead and hop in the back end of the website, go to the rankings tab, and you can add in up to, I think, 20 or 25 keywords now on the rankings tab if you're an advanced marketer member. So Dave's got 3 in there right now, but he could add another 17 to track a bunch of other keywords in there. So you know, what am I ranking for? And then click this puppy and see what's my, it doesn't work very well when you're ranked number 1 all the time, Dave.
I was like number 2, 3, and 2. What's going on?
I know, dude. What's going on? Something. But on the tool, what we do is we then guide you through and say, hey, here's where you're ranking. Here's what you do next. So if you're on the core plan, you don't actually have access to this tool. And if you're looking at ranking better in Google, you need to be tracking your rankings, and our ranking tool helps you with that. If you're really wanting to go out there and expand your SEO and you're on the Content Pro plan, you need to be tracking your rankings for your location landing pages, for all those pages. That's where the 20 keywords comes into play. There's a bunch of other features as well. The last one I'm going to mention that's a pretty big feature is if you're enjoying the content marketing, the Content Pro plan, and you like those articles that we write for you and we spin them towards your location, we release another 12 a month for you that are specifically and exclusively for advanced marketers. And they're 800-word articles. They all include images, and they're going to help you stand out even more. So if you're looking to stand out more, if you're looking to ramp up and scale, you need to get in the advanced marketer plan. You're going to access this 4-week traffic training series as well during that process. And we're pumped to be working with you. Let's see if there's any other questions really fast. We go to oncarrot.com/hemlock before midnight this Sunday and make the upgrade. The cool thing is, if you just had your payment go through, like let's say a week ago, we don't charge you immediately for that upgrade. So we don't charge you immediately for that upgrade. What happens is when you make the upgrade, we switch your plan over to that, and then your next billing, you get charged for the advanced marketer plan, which is only $150 a month. So you could literally try it. If your last payment went through 2 weeks ago, you could try it for 2 weeks without paying anything extra. And if you like it, cool, keep it. If you don't, just downgrade back down to Content Pro or whatever you're at. And before your next billing, you wouldn't have had to pay anything at all. So Usman, I know you're on the core plan. Go check that out. It's going to unlock these coaching calls for you and those other features. Let's see, a bunch of advanced marketers on here, which is awesome. I love it. Sweet. Looks like most people are on here. Satch is on the core plan. Same thing. If you're looking to kind of really ramp up your SEO and hop on and have these coaching calls and the other tools, check that out and see if that fits your business. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Robin. Have an amazing time. Cool. Well, we're gonna shut this down. We're gonna let's see. Last one here from Travis up in Eugene. Sweet. He says, I got 2 deals this year without pay-per-click. What would you do as a next step to keep it going? To keep the SEO side of things going? I would definitely keep on building some backlinks. Like that needs to be an every month kind of thing. At least build a handful of good backlinks using our 3 lead per day training. That needs to keep going for sure. If you haven't gone through your citation push, which I think you have from the time we talked, but do that and do some more if you don't have at least 40. Next is I would seriously consider doing pay-per-click in your market because up in Eugene where you are, I don't think you're gonna have to have a monstrous budget, and we can help you set it up. We do have a pay-per-click quick start where we can just take our campaign, upload it into your Google AdWords campaign and get you going. That's something that we can do in our services side of things. Or we actually have what was that package, man? We have a training package. It's the Market Leaders Revealed training package where you can actually unlock an entire training that Max Maxwell did. That's actually a good segue. So in the Market Leaders Revealed training package, for anyone that's already on the advanced marketer plan, it's a no-brainer for you to take because it only costs you like literally $100 more than it normally would if you paid your advanced marketer payments for 6 months. But the Market Leaders Revealed training gives you our internal pay-per-click campaign that you can upload into your AdWords account. It also gives you access to an entire training that Max did about cold calling with his scripts. It gives you an entire training that Dave did on SEO inside there. It gives you an entire training with Tyler Ford on SEO and how he's crushing it in Tucson. Gives you one with Adrian. Gives you one with, were you on that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kylie on Facebook. So that's only $997 or $999. But we give you 6 months of advanced marketer for free. So basically, if you're already on the advanced marketer plan, you're going to pay the $1,000 today. We cancel your payments for 6 months, which means that saves you $894 right there. So that entire package, including our internal pay-per-click
campaign only costs you $103.
Because here's the thing, Travis, is that in your market, you're going to have to stack it on. I don't know what your ambition is as far as deal volume, but you're going to have to stack it on. That's why the market leader is such a no-brainer for you, because you don't want to just be a one-trick pony. Even myself, one-trick pony. But if I want to continue to grow, and it sounds like that's what you want to do, you got to stack on other layers of marketing.
And I honestly don't remember the URL for that. So if anyone is interested in getting a link to that training so you can check it out, I don't remember the URL for it because it's been a little while, but it's amazing. I think it's a 6 or 8 module training. You get all those amazing resources. You get action plans with them. And then we're going to cancel your billing for 6 months. We're going to upgrade you to the advanced marketer plan if you're not already on it. If you're already on it, cool. We just cancel your payments for 6 months. And it basically, like I said, just to hone it in, it makes it to where you get the entire package, all of our training. You get our AdWords campaign, which alone is worth $1,000. You get all that for only $103 more than you would normally pay over a 6-month period with your just normal payments. So let me know through the questions panel if you want that link, or if you want to learn more about it, we'll let you know. Sweet. Yep, Travis, like Adrian said, you definitely should be stacking on pay-per-click in that market. I think you can do it pretty low budget, especially if you have the right campaign. We'll get you. Okay, yeah, we'll send you the link, man. Alrighty, y'all. Have an amazing rest of the time. Thank you guys for being you, and thank you guys for being a part of our community. I'm pumped to be releasing the content over the next coming weeks with Max and Tony and some other guys. And so thankful for you guys going out there and like chasing your dreams and doing what other people say that you shouldn't be doing, and taking risks. So Keith says, thanks guys, keep crushing it. I'm interested in the market. Awesome. We'll get you the link too. Sweet. Amazing. Everyone have an amazing rest of the week.
Stay storm safe.
Stay storm safe. Exactly. Especially Robin in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We love you guys. Let me get out of this. I'm not sure where I'm at. Have a good rest of the week. Oh boy, I gotta bring my daughter. I'll be back.